Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So the third recipe for this month's cake month is going to be chocolate nut cake. Ingredients are 4 eggs completely separated and in different bowls. Any nuts that work with chocolate will work in this recipe. I chose almonds because I love chocolate scorched almonds, who doesn't? 5 ounces of white sugar, 180 grams of butter. Now this needs to be strong, so get 180 grams of good quality bittersweet chocolate and chop it all up. Not much flour is used in this, just use plain flour, 3.5 ounces. So your very first step is going to be to heap the butter and the chocolate together like this and melt it in the pot or in the microwave. I would normally melt it over a stove instead of using a microwave. This is like the flat microwave, but I very rarely use it. But I had no lighters for the gas stove top, so I had to melt it in the microwave. Be careful not to use it too high or for too long, because I know the butter will go like bad or it will burn or something. I don't use them very often, but I just put it on low for a couple of minutes and it seemed to work. And for this last bit here, as you can see, I just mixed it all together and it became a really smooth melted sauce. It was absolutely perfect. Now you want to set the sauce aside to cool, and you want to get on to the next step, which is put the egg yolks and 2/3 of the sugar in a bowl and beat with an electric mixer. Beat until completely mixed and thick and light in colour. So now, in another bowl, you're going to be sticking the remaining sugar and the egg whites together and mix it on high. You're going to need to keep on mixing until it is quite thick and is able to hold a soft peak. So now, you are going to be pouring all of that cooled down chocolate sauce that you just made before into the egg white, and you're going to mix it up really good. At this point, you're going to be throwing in your nut flakes. Mix her up real good, and then you're going to be adding your flour to it as well. And then mix it all up again. Last but not least, you're going to be chucking in the egg yolks and of course mix them all together as well. So now all that's left to do is to pour your cake mix into your cake tin. I know some people use butter and flour. We used to use it growing up, but I found that the cake used to stick a lot. Still, unless maybe my parents, never buttered it all the way around. I prefer using baking paper personally because it always works. And it's basically foolproof. Like, no mix is ever going to stick to baking paper. I've always used baking paper for cookies and for cake or puddings or anything else, and it's like foolproof. It can't not work. So, however though, sometimes it can make the cake a little bit out of shape because of the crinkles and stuff in the baking paper. That doesn't matter to me, but a lot of people are big on presentation, so your other option, if you don't like using baking paper, just so you know, you can rub the inside of the tin with butter and put a little bit of flour over it, and theoretically that should stop the mix from sticking to the pan. I think it probably does if you do it properly, but I just prefer using this because I think it's easier. So your cake is going to turn out something like this. Bake it in the center of the oven at 180 degrees Celsius. And you are going to need to bake that for 45 to 50 minutes until when you stick in the knife it only comes out slightly moist.